and I will not be falling sick easily to malaria. And
and over low level of local cocoa processing in Nigeria, attributing the challenge to poor government policies, high production costs, and inadequate public awareness.
If the government is to ensure that, yes, people get the benefits from consumption of cocoa, then they will put policies in place that encourage the processing of cocoa into products that we can consume locally, like some companies that produce cocoa powder. But how many of them? There are very few. And when you ask why, sometimes they complain of excessive taxation, sometimes they complain of power and things like that. So there's not much encouragement from the government for these entrepreneurs to come in and become processors.
The experts called for greater awareness on the importance of cocoa consumption, stressing that embracing healthier cocoa products could help reduce healthcare costs and improve the quality of lives of Nigerians. Oyeshile Oloyede, BCOS News.
Time for another short commercial break. Please stay with us.
Tasty food is worth living for. Worried about your oil every time you enjoy your favorite meal? Introducing Smart Balance. Smart Balance rice bran oil is rich in Gamma Original, Golden Terra. Smart Balance oil reduces bad cholesterol.
No put your ears, make we talk. Time don't reach to rearrange his house to give us small wisdom. Shots might be fresh now, but you know, I beg no be so. Before I go talk, say our smell no reach. Make not think I'm try so. Ever heard of Colgate, the #1 oral care brand in the world?
Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection unlocks 24 hours cavity defense. The formula boosts with calcium for lifelong smiles.
Mom, it's a time to brush. No more for my cover mouth. We Colgate. That's what we with your smile.
Colgate for 24 hours maximum cavity protection.
Welcome back. As modernization and Western influence continue to shape society, concerns are mounting over the gradual erosion of indigenous culture and history among younger generations. In this report, staff reporter Gbemisola Adebayo examines the importance of preserving the memories and legacies of our forebearers through arts, cultural displays, monuments, and statues as a means of sustaining identity, values, and tradition. Here are the details of the report.
Culture is widely regarded as the identity of a people, a reflection of their history, beliefs, values, and way of life. It is often said that one who knows nothing about his culture is like a tree without roots. For decades, statues, monuments, and cultural artifacts have served as reminders of heroic figures, historic events, and the achievements of past generations. They help younger people understand their origins and appreciate the sacrifices made by their forebears. However, Nigeria's rich cultural heritage is gradually fading, largely due to westernization and the rapid advancement of information and communication technology. Some students who spoke with BCOS News displayed varying levels of understanding of their cultural backgrounds, while a few showed knowledge of their local traditions and historic figures. Others admitted they knew little and nothing about their roots.
I'm from Edo State. I don't really live in my state, but at least sometimes they celebrate some things like Yam Festival.
Have you been to your hometown before?
Yes.
How many times?
Once.
So when you went there, what does it feel like?
I feel at least there are some things that really surprised me because I don't really know much about them, but at least something surprised me. I was surprised. It was fun.
Our culture is so fantastic. I love the way I'm proud of Yoruba again. I love the culture. I love the nature. I love everything about it. Something unique about Yoruba culture is because the way we dress, our dressing, people from abroad love it very much. Gain more of it so they can use it in their own country.
The development, according to cultural enthusiasts, underscores the urgent need for renewed awareness and investment in cultural education. Speaking on the importance of preserving cultural heritage, the curator of the National Museum of Unity, Ibadan, Mrs. Oriyomi Otuka, explained that arts, monuments, and traditional relics are not mere decorations, but historical tools that connect people to their ancestry. According to her, preserving cultural heritage through museums, statues, and artistic expressions helps protect indigenous identity in the face of growing foreign influence and modernization.
When you talk about a statue, it's an image that is carved or made or sculpted for memory. For instance, now we will talk about an image of Shango or an image of Eshu. We're talking about memory. We're talking about things that we use. We use this to showcase the past, what has happened in the past, and to represent a particular deity. We have conservators that preserve these images over the years, so that generations yet unborn will see, come to look at it and see it. Because most of the things that you see, most of them are well over 100 years, the artifacts. They are no longer an ordinary image. So when we want to preserve these things, we preserve it with much care, because we don't want anything happening to it. Once a part is broken, history is already distorted. It's no longer full.
She stressed the need for parents, schools, and government institutions to deliberately educate children on local languages, customs, festivals, and traditional history. Mrs. Otuka further maintained that preserving the memories of forebears goes beyond erecting statues or keeping artifacts in museums, noting that it also involves passing down stories, values, and traditions that define society.
We use it to teach the children. We also use it as a research, because we have lots of master's holders, secondary school, first degree holders coming in here to do their projects. So once they come, these images are here. You know, we open our doors to them. They will look at it. They will ask us questions. They will also research on it. When we have students coming in that the museum is useful or that we're making good money. But it's when we have tourists, and where the museum is well placed, is well situated, is quite accessible, it's not in the bush. People will come in, they will definitely come in. And when people come in like that, we'll be around the museum. You will see we'll have food sellers, we'll have hotels. You know, when they have these things on ground, we are creating employment for people.
Observers say that if deliberate efforts are not made to promote cultural consciousness among young people, future generations may become disconnected from their heritage, a development they describe as detrimental to national identity and unity. Bimsola Adebayo, BCOS News.
President Bola Tinubu has approved Nigeria's bid to host the 2026 Confederation of African Football Awards, as well as the 48th CAF Ordinary General Assembly. According to a statement released by the Nigeria Football Federation on Tuesday, the approval came during the ongoing Africa Forward Summit in Nairobi, Kenya, following a meeting between President Tinubu and CAF President Patrice Motsepe, Nigeria's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Bianca Odumegu Ojoko, NFF President Ibrahim Gusau, former NFF President and Special Advisor to the CAF President Amadou Pinnick, as well as CAF Acting General Secretary Samson Adamu, were present at the meeting. In a statement, the NFF confirmed that the 48th CAF Ordinary General Assembly will take place in October this year, bringing together top football administrators from across the continent. We now move on to our sports desk.
Thank you for joining us on the sports segment of the news. I am Victor Pune.
We start with the news that NBA legend LeBron James has said he is unsure what the future holds for him after the Los Angeles Lakers were knocked out of the playoffs. While they're regarded as one of the best players of all time, 41-year-old James is out of contract in the summer. He could have played his last game after reigning champions Oklahoma City Thunder beat the Lakers 115-110 to set a 4-0 victory in the best-of-7 Western Conference semi-final. James is the leading point scorer in NBA history and has won 4 titles and 4 Most Valuable Player MVP awards. And on to football now, where Southampton have requested more time to conduct an internal review after they were charged with spying on championship playoff rivals Middlesbrough. The English Football League has accused Saints of observing or attempting to observe another club's training session within 72 hours of a scheduled match and not acting with the utmost good faith to another club. Middlesbrough claimed that a member of the Southampton coaching staff was found watching and recording a training session at their Rockcliffe back base on Thursday, 2 days before the teams drew goalless at Riverside Stadium in the first leg of their playoff semi-final. At no stage have Southampton attempted to deny the allegation. Normally, the South Coast Club would have 14 days to respond to the charges, but the EFL has asked the Independent Disciplinary Commission for a hearing at the earliest opportunity. The clubs meet later on tonight at the St. Mary's in the second leg, with the winners facing Hull City in the final at Wembley on the 23rd of May. Former Ghana coach Otto Addo has been named in FIFA Technical Study Group for the 2026 World Cup. The former Ghana coach joins a star-studded panel of football legends tasked with analyzing every match at the tournament in North America. This comes after FIFA confirmed that the former Ghana head coach will serve as a member of the Technical Study Group for the 2026 FIFA World Cup, joining a distinguished panel of football legends whose task it is to analyze the tournament. And we wrap up with the news that Germany's Daniel Siebert, who officiated the second leg of Arsenal's Champions League semi-final against Atletico de Madrid, will be the referee when the English side take on holders Paris Saint-Germain in the final on May 30th. François Letexia from France, who refereed the Euro 2024 final, will have the whistle during the Europa League final between Freiburg and Aston Villa on May 20th. The Conference League final between Crystal Palace and Rayo Vallecano will be refereed by Italian Maurizio Mariani a week after. UEFA named compatriots as assistants for each of the referees. Sweden's Tess Olofsson will referee the Women's Champions League final between Barcelona and Olympique Lyonnais on May 23rd.
And with that, it's a wrap on the sports segment of the news. Thank you for joining. Over now to the main desk for the rest of the news.
An explosion in a busy market in northwestern Pakistan has killed at least 9 people and wounded 30. Foreign desk editor Folashade Akintola compiled the story and others, as presented by Bimbo Akambi.
The bomb blast on Tuesday was caused by a bomb-laden rickshaw in Pakistan's town of Sarai Naurang in Laki Malwat district in a region close to the border with Afghanistan, said the police. 2 traffic police and a woman were among those killed, according to local police chief Amzat Ullah. The emergency response agency Rescue 1122 said about 30 people were wounded and those with serious injuries have been rushed to hospitals in Banu. Mohammed Ishaq, the medical superintendent of the THQ hospital, said they had received 37 patients so far and some of them were in critical condition. There was no immediate claim of responsibility for the attack, which came days after 21 police officers were killed in a bombing and gun assault on a security post in the nearby Banu district. Pakistan blamed the Pakistani Taliban, known as Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan or TTP, for the assault. The group is separate from but allied with Afghanistan's Taliban government and has intensified its campaign against Pakistani security forces. The Afghanistan Taliban administration on Tuesday rejected the allegation, and Israel's military has killed 6 people in an air raid on a house in southern Lebanon, the latest violation of a United States brokered truce that has exited only on paper. The Israeli attack on Monday night targeted a house in the Kefar Dunin municipality, some 100 kilometers, that is about 60 miles south of Beirut. Lebanon's national news agency said 7 were wounded and were brought to hospitals in the coastal city of Tyre. The agency added the air raid is the latest in a nearly daily series of Israeli attacks despite an April 16 ceasefire, during which Hezbollah has also exchanged fire. Israel's Air Force says it has targeted more than 1,100 sites in Lebanon since the so-called truce began. Lebanon's Ministry of Public Health reported that at least 380 people have been killed during the truce, bringing the total death toll since the Israeli invasion and bombardment began on March 2 to more than 2,800. Israel showed no signs of slowing its military operations on Tuesday, issuing a series of new forced displacement orders and threats of further attacks. And finally, authorities in Malaysia have launched a search and rescue mission for missing people after a boat carrying 37 undocumented migrants sank off its west coast. In a statement on Tuesday, the Malaysian Maritime Enforcement Agency in the state of Perak said local fishermen have rescued 23 people so far, while 14 others are believed to be missing. 2 NMEA vessels, assisted by the Marine Police, the Navy, and members of the local fishing community, are involved in the search operation, according to the Bernama News Agency. The NMEA said it was alerted to the incident early on Monday by a local fisherman who found the survivors floating at sea in the waters off the Bangkok coast. He said the agency has deployed boats, a helicopter, and surveillance aircraft to search for the missing. Malaysia is home to millions of migrants from poorer parts of Asia, many of them undocumented, working in industries including construction and agriculture.
To end the news around the world, here again are the main points. The Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Adogboyega Oyetola, has presented Nigeria's Blue Economy agenda at the Africa Forward Summit in Nairobi, Kenya, where he participated in a high-level panel discussion on the blue economy. Oyo State Police Command has arrested 3 suspected criminals and recovered a locally fabricated pistol during an intelligence-led stop-and-search operation along Old Oyo Road in Fiditi. An explosion in a busy market in northwestern Pakistan has killed at least 9 people and wounded 30.